Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's ASUG webcast, Contextual Audience Engagement and Content Monetization with SAP Hybris and EPAM. My name is Lauren and I'm a coordinator here at ASUG. I want to remind you that today's webcast is being recorded. The recording and slides will be posted to the ASUG website later today, and all registrants will receive an email with the link to these materials. If you have any questions during the webcast, please add them to the Q&A box, which you should see at the left-hand side of your screen. If you happen to collapse it during the presentation, you can expand it using the red Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. Before we start today's webcast, I would like to highlight some upcoming ASUG events and information that may be of interest to you. The SAP HANA Platform webcast series is underway with the final webcast tomorrow. Please visit the ASUG events calendar to register, as well as view past recordings. It is that time of year again to renew your ASUG membership for 2016. Invoices have been sent, so we do ask that you log into the website to confirm your champion and primary contacts are up to date. If you have any questions about your membership, please contact memberservices@asug.com. And next, we'd like you to save the date for the ASUG Annual Conference being held May 17th through 19th in Orlando, Florida, with pre-conference seminars occurring on the 16th. To learn more and to register, visit sapnasug.com. And, sorry, our slide deck jumped for us. Let me go back here real quick. All right, here we go. And finally, the best choice for SAP Analytics, BI, and Business Objects Education and Training will be on October 18th through 20th in New Orleans. Please be sure to mark your calendars and stay tuned for details coming out soon. With that, I'd now like to turn it over to Ben Brown with our Media SIG to get us started today. Ben?
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Mandir. He's a Senior Director with SAP Media and Entertainment Industry Team. His focus areas are customer engagement and commerce and advertising. Over the past 15 years, Mandir has worked with media companies of all sizes in North America with strategic media customers on global basis. Also, we have Baggio DeSancho is the Global Customer Engagement and Commerce Industry Principal for Media and Entertainment at SAP's Hybris, and his previous roles, he has had the opportunity to work with various media companies and support their transition through their digital transformation. Mandir?
So, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webcast. In today's digital economy, there's increasing pressure on media and entertainment companies to deliver compelling content experiences to increasingly fragmented audiences. In a world where a person spends 10 hours a day consuming their media experience on any device and any time, the dominant winners will be those companies that can understand their audience preferences, deliver compelling content, and monetize it. We have seen the classic mass media boundaries are already blurred. With digital distribution, text, images, sound, and video converge into a single superior experience on common electronic devices. The consumer is the one who defines the bundle, and as shown in the diagram, we have seen how traditional TV value chain has been replaced by a web of direct-to-consumer offers. Some of the key questions companies are asking is how to sustain and grow a perpetual digital consumer relationship, how to monetize insights on individuals' consumption preferences, and how to get deeper into digital commerce beyond advertising. Now, we live in a time where technology is no longer the constraint. Our imagination on how to use it is. And we've seen in our advanced economy the shift from products to services and solutions. Consider this. Here are some examples of reimagined and digitally empowered business processes across the value chain. And with the flexible enterprise platform like SAP HANA, such new processes are enabled. starting with digital personalized subscriptions and bundled offerings. Typically, the processes to support this kind of a market offering would be difficult to support as they often have to cross business silos. Metering and entitlement to allow companies to maximize relevance and value for the consumer and allow premium content providers to manage their content with new flexibility. Content embedded commerce. SAP brings content monetization to the next level beyond advertising with click-through shopping options as seen at some of our leading publishers in their digital editions. And finally, with over-the-top OTT, video analytics to understand viewing behavior and orchestrate the content supply chain and monetization is the next frontier in OTT delivery. So success is no longer gauged by counting, how many product units have been sold. Rather, success derives building valuable customer relationships, which only come from gaining greater customer insight and using this to build mutually beneficial two-way relationships. It also means that legacy systems that businesses once ran on must be rethought. Now, media consumption, I'm sure all of you would agree, is a uniquely social experience. We like to talk about the music we listen to, the football game or the tennis match we just watched, or the film, TV show we watched over the weekend. And we consume this content on a variety of devices, and everyone has multiple devices they consume on. Either they are at home or on the go or waiting at the airport. Now, what this leads to is consumers defining their own customer journey. So here is an example of a digital media journey where a consumer can go through the areas of awareness, which can happen across a multitude of touch points, to interest, to then leading to a decision, which is an engagement or an offer, and then someone taking action on that, either it's ordering it, subscribing to it, to consuming the content, and then advocacy. So that's like one consumer journey, and it's important that we can engage the consumer throughout their journey across the various touch points, and to be able to do that in the right context at the right time. So we need the full context on consumers, where they are in their journey, and then be able to appropriately engage them. So to summarize, if you think of a media consumer, we want to be able to know what have they watched, what have they read, what are they watching now, what are they reading now, what have they consumed, and what may they watch or what will they read. And then take that information in the context where the consumer is in their journey and be able to present them with the relevant contents or offers. So I'm going to now turn it over to my colleague Biagio, who will take you through a use case scenario. Biagio?
Yeah, hello, thank you, Mandir. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you from my side as well. Let's take a look back at this guy, and let's give him a name. So please meet Joe Brown, who we will accompany through a journey, a typical customer journey, for a certain on a certain platform, in particular an OTT platform. What we will see today, in fact, is how Joe can, first of all, find content from a specific company called TriCast, which is obviously a fictitious company, which we use in our demo system for SAP Hybris applications. So find some content available on the company, and then through a series of engagement opportunities that we offer him, become a subscriber to the services that the company provides. this company in particular provides phone, broadband, and TV over the internet services, and in the form of certain packages, as it often happens. The journey through which we will follow Joe goes from, as I was saying, the discovery of content and then acquisition of Joe as a new customer through with him becoming a subscriber, where we will also able to upsell and cross-sell some other services to him, as I was saying, through marketing opportunities. So let's start and see how the journey starts through the discovery and acquisition. So let's imagine that Joe, like many of us, is interested in movie or TV content, and is searching online on something like Rotten Tomatoes to see what's new out there and what are the new movies or TV shows he should be interested in. One example could be the series Boys, which is a TCO original series, a TriCast original series, and he looks at it, he looks at the reviews, and he clicks on the link that will bring him directly on the catalog for content from a TriCast. Again, this the TriCast application and the TriCast system was implemented as a demo system on SAP applications. So he is able to browse the content, and he also sees that the pilot of the series he's interested in is available for free. And that is obviously a way to attract new viewers onto our content. So there's a free entitlement to this content that Joe can take advantage of. He watches the TV show, and now we have one piece of information about Joe. We don't know his name, he's not a customer yet, but we know that he likes this show. And that's why we can start recommending more content, because we want, obviously, him to stay. And we recommend more free content, so more TV shows, more TV episodes that he can watch for free, as long as he becomes a registered user on our platform. And this is the way that Joe becomes a customer. He's not a paying customer yet, of course, but through discovery online and through recommendation based on the little that we know about him, we are able to get him to register on the website. And if Joe is anything like me, he will probably register using his Facebook account or Twitter account, because at least me, I personally cannot be bothered to create a new password and so on. And if we are this lucky, then we will get even more information about Joe. And we can use this information to create a targeted campaign around Joe's likes and Joe's preferences to get him to become a subscriber to one of our services. And that's the second part of our use cases. So what we were saying is that after watching Boys, we present him with free content, and he chooses to watch another free episode, which is the pilot of another original series called Underworld. And Joe likes Underworld so much that he searches information about the show, including going on Facebook and, for example, liking the Facebook page of the main actress or the Facebook page of the show. And this information is intercepted by SAP Hybris, can be intercepted at least by SAP Hybris applications, and this allows TriCast to react real time into this feed of information that we get about Joe. For example, next time that Joe visits the TriCast portal, the interface would change so that dynamic offer can be created for him to take advantage of and to be able to watch all his favorite shows. Let's just say that for the moment, Joe decides to watch the second episode by just purchasing that episode, because this is a possibility on the platform to enable an iTunes-like business model where single pieces of content, episodes, seasons, series, can be purchased and downloaded by customers. But at the same time, he receives an offer. He receives an offer about a subscription to the on-demand content that will include all his favorite series. This also means that on the platform, we can also implement the Netflix-like business model based on subscriptions rather than purchasing of single content. He's not completely convinced about this offer, but we can implement a retargeting campaign so that finally he receives a reminder of this offer with an expiration date, and that will convince him to finally subscribe. So we have seen that Joe was initially not even a customer. He was interested in our content. We tease him with free content. We get to know him a little bit more so that we have like weapons to make the right offer and convince him to stay and become a subscriber. But what happens when he's not completely satisfied about the service? It happens sometimes, and we need to react to it also as soon as possible, also in real time. So we know from all the information that we get from Joe that he travels a lot. He travels a lot for work, so he doesn't have so much time to watch the content he's subscribed for on a TV set at home on the couch. So he's at the airport. He tries to connect to the portal through the iPad, but he receives a message saying that he is not entitled to access the service through a mobile device. Obviously, he's very disappointed about it, and since it's 2015, almost 2016, what he does is he complains on Twitter. So he complains on Twitter. He is very mad about it. He wants to leave the company because he's never at home anyway. And this information is also captured and interpreted through our sentiment analysis capability, interpreted as that sentiment, which can kick off a retention campaign. So Joe, right at the airport, receives an email saying that he is granted access to the portal through the mobile website at no cost. So just simply by clicking on the link in the email, he can download the app, the TriCast app, and start watching TV on his iPad. So we responded in real time to a sentiment of insatisfaction from Joe. But we can take it a step further. A very strong point is that besides monetizing content, content providers have also the possibility of monetizing around the content. So offering merchandise, offering their viewers, their audience, merchandise that can be interesting for them. An example, so we already know that Joe is a super big fan of Underworld. He loves the actress and so on. But we also know from the various sources of input that we have around Joe that he's also a fan of branded merchandise. For example, he likes the page from QWERTY. I don't know if you know about it, but it's a page that sells T-shirts with branded quotes from TV shows and the likes. So we know that he's interested in a certain type of product, and therefore, next time that he watches an episode of Underworld, we will pop up an offer for him to buy a T-shirt that the actor is wearing in that particular moment. Obviously, the way how this offer can be shown can be chosen, and it's a matter of choice, of implementation choice, because obviously we could use a second screen to do that, or have a blinking message on the screen. I mean, obviously we try to be as inobtrusive as possible, but anyway, the power is that we can link physical and digital products on the same platform, and also we are able to present both content and merchandise that we know that is relevant for Joe. And so he may click on the offer and take it, and then wear proudly his T-shirt from his favorite TV show, Underworld. So this was just a few examples of use cases that we have implemented on our demo system that integrates various applications in our customer engagement and commerce portfolio, and we'll be also very happy if to show it to you live for those who are interested. So I am done with my part of the presentation, so I leave it to you, Ben.
Okay, thank you. I'm here to introduce, we have two people from EPAM, Oleg Vilchinsky and Miles Bumberg. Oleg is a senior director at Media and Publishing. He leads the EPAM Publishing Industry Solution practice and has been creating innovative solutions in areas such as content acquisition, editorial and cultural, automated content enrichment, distribution, and more. In this position, he's focused on working with EPAM's clients, Thomson Reuters, Reed Elsevier, Pearson's, John Wiley & Sons, McGraw-Hill, New York Times, and others. Oleg excels at understanding and balancing customers' perspectives while meeting business goals and objectives. And we have Miles. He's the hybris delivery director. Miles Bumberry is the delivery director and global hybris Competency Center Head at EPAM, and is charged with the growth and maturity of the hybris practice. He has been an avid hybris evangelist, having worked on numerous projects, including integrations with companies like Thermo Fisher Scientific, Aldo, the source of the American Tire distribution. Miles' extensive background is rooted in commerce, software development, and solutions architecture. Oleg?
Hello, team. This is Oleg Vilchinsky. Happy to be here. Happy to be part of this webinar. I've been introduced. I've been working with major publishers in the world, here in the States, also in Europe. Happy to bring my expertise and experience working with publishing world and media companies. Miles?
Hello, I'm Miles Bunbury, and again, I'm a hybris delivery director here at EPAM and also the Global Hybris Competency Center Head. Today our presentation is basically broken down into two main sections. So first we're going to give you sort of an overview of EPAM at a glance, and then we'll get to the heart of our presentation, which is going to be EPAM's top 5 publishing and media disruptors.
So for you to introduce EPAM, I don't know how much you guys know about EPAM, but you certainly can Google. But one of the things what we're really proud of here in EPAM is that we scored the highest of all providers on driving innovation and helping our clients to create innovative new products. You can read about this on our website, or you can go to a Forrester and download the report and analyze the study. And just to give a little bit more context on who we are, our legacy is product engineering. Years ago, we started with companies like SAP and Google. We learned the technology, applied the technology for product companies like yourselves, and eventually we evolved into what we call product development services. This is our new strategy, where we're taking the leap forward and helping product companies to build their new digital products and strengthen the digital presence overall. And as you can see, how our services mix was evolving. We're not just your typical outsourcer. We are focusing on driving digital product development services, as you can see from our service mix. And just to give you a little bit of a context of what is media entertainment and publishing practice of EPAM. So we've been working for a number of years with leading publishers and media companies of the world like Riddell Elsevier, Thomson Reuters, McGraw-Hill, Wolters Kluwer, NBC Universal, Viacom, DirecTV, Liberty Global, and Fox. And we've been always focusing on driving user research, digital strategy, analyzing of the content management, bringing the automation, innovative approaches to digital asset management, as well as driving analytics and data science, focusing on TV anywhere, smart TV, and connected devices, building various sort of media players and video streaming solutions, and of course helping our clients to monetize on all of this digital presence, meaning bringing top-notch e-commerce solution to the market. Miles,
with respect to our with respect to our e-commerce practice, we are recognized by both Forrester and Gartner. Here's an example from Forrester rating us in the B2B global commerce service providers. We're also recognized in the B2C space as well. And this really boils down to how we approach our commerce practices. Internally, we have the concept of digital engagement, which is basically EPAM's offering of full service offering to its clients through this practice. There's really 4 pillars as part of this. We have creative and strategy. We have the e-commerce, which would include SAP Hybris, content, and mobile. And combined, these 4 allow us to address the most complex e-commerce business transformation projects our clients can envision. So now let's get to the heart of our presentation, which is EPAM's top 5 publishing and media disruptors. The first one we're going to talk about today is digital transformation.
And when we talk about digital transformation, working with our typical publishing companies out there in the market, we've learned a lot. We learned that in our traditional print business, we're focusing around title-centric, page-centric ecosystem, if you will, trying to align our print workflows and retrofit them into digital world using mobile devices. But at the end of it, is always evolving around traditional pages, titles, table of contents, subject, keyword, indices, and searches, right? When we look at a digital world, everything is upside down. Everything is user-centric, and everything evolves around user, task, environment, context, where user is right now in this very moment, right? And the content becomes more and more fragmented. We now have the opportunity to access to granular content sets and drive our specific insights. We're no longer bound to titles or pages. We can experiment with paragraphs, glimpses of content. And with focusing on semantically enriched content, we can derive a lot of insights using metadata and mobile workflows out there. At the same time, this produces a lot of focus and a lot of investment into content analytics and textual analytics to drive new product development and new product offerings out there in the market. So, Miles, maybe you can cover a little bit on how do we address these changing ways in consuming digital world.
Sure. So based on feedback from EPAM publishing and media clients, digital transition is one of the most difficult challenges our clients face. And the key to sort of overcoming this change is the speed to information. And really in a commerce platform, this boils down to the discoverability of content. SAP Hybris really has sort of 2 key macro feature sets that help address the discoverability of content. The first is search. So Hybris has categorization and classification systems that are part of the out-of-box that allow the user to navigate the storefront and easily find the content and information they're seeking. It has deep indexing capabilities for search using the out-of-the-box Solar search engine, which is an open source technology that gives Hybris modern-day search capabilities such as automatic suggestions, keyword redirects, spelling corrections, and other modern search capabilities. Hybris also offers merchandising capabilities so that a marketer can go in and boost the relevancy of particular products and service offerings that may offer higher margins or are known to be very popular among the target audience. Hybris also has media capabilities to preview key pages of a book or merchandise through videos, etc. The other main macro feature that Hybris offers is guided selling. This is presented through the Hybris accelerators, which have guided selling capabilities, and these can be leveraged to direct customers to one-time buy, rental, or subscription-based product offerings, thereby improving discoverability. Our next disruptor we want to talk about is unified digital experience.
And when you're talking to our clients in publishing world about their digital experience and what they see as their target for their end users, they always look at this nowadays from end-to-end perspective. So they really would like to understand how they can reach B2B and B2C product offerings on the market. And again, going back to user centricity, what we see is that everything revolves around improving user experience through better user journeys and functionality that target at user personal preferences and cases, right? And all of this is helping to standardize and monetize the content. And when we look into this from overall product presence, we see that legacy print business left us with a lot of brands, a lot of trading places, a lot of content offerings from multiple sites, and it's all different in a way how end user consumes the content. And when you bring this to a unified brand experience, it will help you to actually lower the cost, focusing on higher margin and being more targeted to specific segments of your clients and delivering supplying the specific need, which will simplify your fulfillment process. So how do we actually ensure this consistent experience?
So it's more than just sort of responsive design and omni-channel selling. Really, we want to think beyond B2C selling here and into B2B2C partner selling. So we have two examples from EPAM clients. So one EPAM client leverages Hybris product and content catalog capabilities to run multiple newspaper properties, each catering to its own market, yet still supports cross-selling between them all for enhanced value proposition. Another EPAM client is implementing partner pages or microsites. These are hosted by Hybris, and they provide co-branding and white labeling opportunities which enable channel-specific personalization. Now, these unified digital experiences are made possible by Hybris, which provides a unified and flexible platform capable of running lots of sites. Furthermore, there's the Hybris Data Hub, which provides out-of-the-box integration with SAP ERP and other SAP systems, thereby assisting with the unified data set across all channels. Ultimately, the aim here is to ensure consistency across brands while maintaining individual brand personality. Now, these concepts can be extended through headless commerce capabilities, resulting in the concept of a front-end app realized through Hybris RESTful web service APIs. Our next disruptor we want to talk about is bundling.
And when we talk about bundling, this is actually quite interesting outcome of the discovery workshops that I had for a number of years with our publishers. It kind of comes as a byproduct of the journey, of their transformation journey from being print-centric operation into a print digital and then digital first. And everything starts with the question how we can mix digital and print products together, because our clients not ready to just transition to being full digital. They would like to consume print as well and have at the same time this new wonderful digital experience that we could have. And that direction helps our clients to drive new opportunities, focusing on identifying those new potential revenue streams that you can can have access to via actually bundling various productivity tools, investing into microservices or apps, or start selling byproducts of the content, different media streams, different use of tools that will help to experience content in different ways. And that's very interesting what's happening now with book business, where instead of just selling books, companies start introducing offerings of chapters or parts of the books, or introducing books and learning tools, or introducing books and video streaming exercises, or interactive courses with actual instructors that help to digest the content in books or journals. And all of this leads to consumer-driven trends to supply the right content in the right environment and in the right user context. So, how we actually better monetize the existing content from legacy providers?
So as Oleg alluded to, we need to change the way we think about publishing and media content. And really the goal here is to strive for more granular products. As Oleg mentioned, instead of a book, think chapters. Or another analogy, instead of TV channels, think shows. Therefore, a journal or a newspaper then becomes a bundle of articles for a special discounted price. Or we could look at bundles as a setup of horizontally across traditional product offerings. So for example, if we were to take multiple sports sections from a series of newspapers and bundle that together as a sports package, that might be a value-added offering to our clients. We can also use Hybris's multidimensional product capabilities to set up a different type of bundle where customers might pick specific shows from a set of channels, therefore sort of creating their own personalized bundle that suits their purposes and their desires. Other areas that Hybris offers includes the Hybris promotion and voucher engines, where we might be able to offer a teaser of additional content that can be bundled in for free with other purchases as a cross-selling enticement. We can also, Hybris also handles the traditional barriers between digital and print, and is capable of supporting different fulfillment processes within a bundle. Hybris can also realize your digital offerings through its entitlement and metering services, allowing bundling of various metered entitlements such as page views or number of downloads. One of EPAM's clients framed bundling this way: the ability to bundle print and digital, local and national publications in a variety of configurations that were desirable to readers was a critical key to success and sustained readership, and thus ad revenue, as the print side of the business continues to decline. Our next disruptor we want to talk about is personalization.
And when we talk about personalization, it's really a mix of understanding how we can apply analytics. But in EPAM here, we're taking it to the far end. We say we're not just applying basic analytical methods. How about we dig deeper and try to understand true intent of end user? And in the context, not just the one solution, but also and understand what is the selling cycle is, to plug in a back office data, to plug in user experience data from the system, to plug in the profiling data, what we have in our CRM, and dig into it, the end user experience with a brand itself. And once we combine all of this data, we can actually tap into very interesting facts. If we structure the account profiles or user profiles in a digital way with analytical tools and start analyzing this data statistically, applying different principles like topic modeling, LDA, use of machine learning, what we actually can get into is uncover ways to anticipate what users will ask our systems to deliver, what user will look in our systems, how user will interact with our content. And that is actually key insight to drive discovery and recommendations of a specific content to match the user need, underlying latent user need, with the content that we have, and to be able to serve it very targetedly. So, Miles, maybe you can expand on how we can drive new revenue streams through our recommendations and personalization.
So first we need to recognize that one of the key industry trends that EPAM has identified is that we're now in the era of the customer. And this means that we need to cater to the customer more than ever before. One of the answers to this is personalization. And Hybris sort of offers, again, sort of three flavors of this through its out-of-the-box capabilities. So one is the use of Hybris's advanced personalization module. This allows us to build segmentation rules that can be used to drive tailored products and promotions to explicitly targeted user groups. Number two, in the digital enterprise area, EPAM recognizes that data drives decisions. It's no longer about gut feel or quote-unquote common sense. This means that you need to leverage A/B testing concepts and analytics to understand what is working and what isn't working for your customers and personalize accordingly. And number three, leverage the wisdom of the crowd and upsell with the help of product recommendations, rating and reviews, etc., and therefore bring a more personal touch to your site. Hybris has out-of-the-box capabilities here, as well as integrations with things like SAP Hybris Marketing or other product recommendation engines that are out on the market. One of our publishing clients views personalization as the key to their future survival. They have to promise value, deliver value, all based on the user's definition of value. They have to target promotion based on what the user values and what the user wants. They've never had to do that before, but is the key to their success now. Our last disruptor we want to talk about today is acceleration of innovation.
And this is one of our most important things that we see in our industry practice, that publishers are traditionally lagging in adoption of a new technology, but not in the last 5 years. Based on what I've seen in the last 5 years, our clients really investing into driving innovation and investing into disrupting all the ways of delivering content to the market. And here in EPAM, we are really proud that we help our clients to drive this innovation work streams forward. EPAM is investing a lot of effort and a lot of time and funds into building accelerators that help our clients to jumpstart the programs and products. We're working with open source and contributing into the community. We're investing in a lot of time and effort into research, supporting our data science labs and innovation labs. We are partnering with our clients in joint client EPAM labs and driving their new product development. And of course, being a technology company, we are really watching out there on the new disruptive technology that's coming up, focusing on the big data, Internet of Things, cloud, and all of those trends that are coming up.
So when it comes to SAP Hybris, the baseline for the publishing and media companies is generally the Hybris Telco Accelerator. But as Oleg said, one of the given needs is to accelerate innovation, and there's a critical need to improve time to market. So on top of the Hybris Telco Accelerator, EPAM has built a publishing accelerator for Hybris, which further speeds that time to market. A couple of sample features that we've included in here are enhanced bundling with subscription capabilities. This allows for more complex scenarios to be handled. We've streamlined the search results that only one base product is shown, not all possible subscription and bundling combinations. This really pares down the search result list and allows the user to really see, what is that at a high level, what it is they want, and then they can drill down and into it. We've also tackled the concept of gifting. Christmas is approaching to us. Perhaps I want to buy a subscription or a product for a friend or a family. The EPAM Publishing Accelerator has capabilities like that built in. And we've also taken a look at the customer service features that the customer service cockpit in Hybris offers. And we've enhanced this in areas that are important to publishers and media companies by including such things as, searching by phone numbers, customer notes, email notifications, etc. Beyond SAP Hybris, EPAM has sort of accelerators for publishers in general, and we see a few here, such as InfoEngine, which is for smart content discovery. We have an e-reader, which has the ability to ingest and manage content more efficiently. And finally, we have automated content enrichment, which enables step-by-step framework for semantic search of arbitrary content. That concludes our top 5 disruptors. Again, just to recap what we talked through today. First, we talked about digital transformation. Then we talked about unified digital experience, bundling, personalization, and acceleration of innovation. So the question I pose to those of you in attendance today is, are you being victimized by these disruptions, or are you causing these disruptions to your competition? We'll now turn the presentation back over to Lauren for wrap-up. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your content and your time so far. We will open it up to questions at this time. So those of you listening, there's a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. You can go ahead and type your question in, and we'll be sure to answer it. We did have a few come in during the presentation that we can start with while the others come in. So the first question is, how do you mix digital and print product offerings with Hybris?
I'll take this one for you, Lauren. So when it comes to digital and print, Hybris is capable of serving those up. We really want to take a critical look at the product data model that suits your particular company, and very succinctly describe the nature of the products, distinguish them between print and digital, as well as any other characteristics that are pertinent through it. And then EPAM typically recommends, in order to keep implementation costs down, sort of a unified checkout flow, where regardless of what's in the cart, we go through the same cart and checkout flow, but then we adapt that single checkout and work flow based on the actual content in the cart. So for example, if we're dealing with a digital-only cart, we would sort of hide the step of the checkout process that asks for a delivery address because it's not relevant. With respect to order fulfillment, once that order has been placed, really realistically, if business rules permit, we want digital content to be enabled immediately. So we can channel that through certain distribution lines and enabling entitlements through the entitlement metering services or a third-party product that we might integrate with. We can also channel it down into the Hybris order management system or a third-party order management system to deal with some of the more concrete offerings, such as an actual print delivery, for example.
Okay, great. Other question that we had come through, are your customers able to seamlessly navigate between brands with a single identity to find and purchase a wide array of products via a single unified checkout flow?
So the short answer to that is yes. So Hybris, as a sort of tier 1 e-commerce platform, is capable of handling, high volumes of traffic, as well as a large variety and variability in sites. Really what this boils down to is how we leverage the Hybris product and content catalogs. And this experience is going to be, and solution is going to be unique and distinct for every client based on their particular business drivers and their business needs. We can also look at it from a user standpoint. Hybris is certainly capable of crossing user accounts between sort of banners or brands and different sites. But really, this is where EPAM's sort of strategic and creative wing can come into play, where we really want to take a step back and look at this from a user standpoint and see if that sort of flexibility makes sense. If the user is interacting primarily with sort of the mother brand, if you will, then it might make sense to have sort of that account from banner to banner to banner that's in common. But if on the other hand they're interacting primarily with a specific banner, right, and then they sort of interact with a secondary banner on an ad hoc or infrequent basis, it may be a bit jarring for the user to understand why sort of banner A, my account from banner A is applicable on banner 2, because they may not sort of be aware of sort of the mothership, if you will. So There's lots of flexibility. It's one of the strengths of the hybris e-commerce platform in terms of how we approach things. And EPAM, through our expert consultancy, can guide you through that process.
Okay, great. One more question here. So if anyone has a question, please submit it now. This question is, what techniques do you use to gather and leverage knowledge around users and their user journey?
Let me take that, Lauren. This is Oleg. So basically, what we see typically, our clients are using standard tool sets like Google Analytics or build analytical engines within their content solutions, but they're missing multiple parts of the data that could be leveraged in analyzing the user journeys and user behavior. And one of those sources could be back office data, CRM data, and things like that. So, and to be able to unify all of this universe of data, you need to use big data technologies like Hadoop, Hive, and many others, where EPAM can recommend and put the blueprint to our business analysis platform and analytical platform that you guys have. At the same time, it's not just building the BI data mart as you wish, or storing the data. It's also looking into analyzing the patterns, the exceptions, the anomalies of the data about you and users. And if you're able to do that with techniques, with statistical analysis techniques like LDA, applying R and things like that, you will be able to uncover those intents that your users have through the data and map it to your workflows and experiences within the solution.
Great,
and
thank
EPAM
you.
could help, and EPAM could really be helpful here to guide you for that.
Okay, well that seems to be all the questions that we have. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the webcast. So I want to thank Mandir, Biagio, Miles, and Oleg for your time and your content today. And also thanks to Ben, the Media SIG, for being on the webcast and for coordinating it. Again, I just want to remind people that the slides and the recording will be posted to the website later on today, and all registrants will receive an email with those documents later on. So thank you, everyone, and have a great